Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Yasu Uchiha here. Today we have another brand new deck profile for you all. As you can see on the screen, we have a little assortment of CyberDarks. Yeah, CyberDark time, baby. That's right. It is finally October 5th. Well, I was recording this on 16th. So 2 days ago, the structure deck was released. And we did get Infinite Permanence. Me and Brandon also did a little bit of tweaking. I'll show you what he did in a second, but this is what I came up with in the meantime. So, let's just get into this deck profile, shall we? Also, if you guys love CyberDarks, hit that like button to show love for the CyberDarks archetype and to our YouTube channel. And of course, leave the comments down below of what you want to see next for deck profiles or anything you all want to see. And also, most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future updates and future deck profiles or whatever we post. Now, onto the video. Shall we? Alright. Up first, we play one copy of Jisukiro, the Star-Destroying Kaiju. Now, why Kaijus? Well, because Dragoon exists, Phoenix of Force is going to exist, but I guess he's not really the problem at the moment, but Dragoon still exists, so that's an answer. That, and we also play a certain card. Get that in a second. Up next, we play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. Now, you can't play any Cyber deck without Cyber Dragon, because this is St. Truesdale's most iconic monster. The monster that made a revolution in GOAT format. So, it'd be very hard to ignore this beautiful monster. Now, of course, I had to use the alternative art because this is a CyberDark version of the deck, so... Up next, we'll play 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier because, well, free extension, level 5s into your Infinity Nova, or a new edition, Chronomaly Vermina. But we'll get to that in a second. Up next, we play 2 copies of CyberDark Chimera. I know what you're probably thinking, oh, why are you playing only 2 copies of Chimera? Well, to put it simply, you really don't want to see him. You want to see him, but you don't. Because you're going to search him half the time with either Cannon or Claw, or even worse, or not even worse, I mean, even better, Cybernetic Horizon. So if you need him, you can get him. It's not going to be that hard. That, and he can be pretty cloggy if you see him when you don't want to see him. So, yeah, he's good, but he's not that good. Next, we play 1 copy of Keel, Horn, and Edge. You gotta play the 3 OGs. You gotta. Because you play a certain dragon. Or darkness of a dragon. Hint, hint. Up next, you play 3 cannons for searching. And also, if you do have them equipped to either one of these 3, you know, he has a +1. So that's also a cool fact to know. And of course, we have Attachment Cybern. He's really just here for his graveyard effect to be, throw himself on a monster. It's really great. Up next, we have 3 copies of CyberDark Claw. For once, we brought CyberDark Claw back into our deck, ladies and gentlemen. If you've noticed any of my previous CyberDark deck profiles, the last one having 501 views, by the way, looking that up, man, that warms my heart, honestly. That really warms my heart to see that. So hopefully this one does good, too. He gets to, you get to detach himself, get to search a CyberDark spell and trap, which there's finally a trap. And, of course, during the damage calculation, you get to send a extra deck monster to the graveyard, which, in this case, will be this lovely gal. But I digress, we'll get to that in a second. Up next, we'll play 3 copies of Core for the search. 1 Nastur to just, in case we need it, be an extra body to recover, and besides, this whole deck's machines anyway, so it's not like you're really losing out. And of course, 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Hearse to work off of Galaxy Soldier, or just, maybe even be a rank 5 potential. Who knows? But finally, what's going on to the spell cards? We have 2 copies of Power Bond, because you're going to see this a lot, and you're going to be using it with Chimera a lot, so it's just an extra spell to pitch. If you ever get this pulled off, you're going to use it once. You're only going to need once. Trust me. Anyway, up next, 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. Best search card for this entire deck, honestly. 1 Light Machine or Cyber Dragon Monster. And yeah, now I know what you're thinking, but wait, there's only X amount of light machines. Well, still a great card. And of course, we have Cybernetic Horizon at 3 because sending stuff to the graveyard, building up your board, it's just, gosh darn it, it's just too good. Up next, we play 2 copies of CyberDark Realm. Basically, if you don't know what this thing does, extra normal summon when you normal summon a CyberDark monster. It is fantastic. And you also get to search a CyberDark monster when first activated. Really good card. Really, really good card. And finally, for our last spell, we have CyberDark Inferno. In case you actually use this, you know, it's actually really good. It can make your boss monster pretty much just unkillable at all. Like, it's... you don't want to play it more than one, but... yeah. Personal preference. I personally don't want to see it more than one. And then finally, to the trap cards, we have 3 Infinite Impermanence. Thank God they put it in the structure deck, by the way. It just only makes sense since, you know, that is Cyber Dragon Infinity. Thanks, Konami. But I wish we would have had Lightning Storm, too. Why didn't you give us Lightning Storm? You broke my heart. I'm just kidding. I'll forgive you this time. I'll forgive you this time. Next time, don't do that. And if you don't know what Impermanence, by the way, does, protect your columns. Always protect your middle column. Never waste it. Up next, 1 copy of Cybernetic Overflow, just to pop stuff off the field. And finally, CyberDark Invasion. Now, for those who don't know what this card does, pretty simple. You either target a CyberDark effect monster you control and equip a dragon or machine monster from your graveyard as an equipped spell and gives it 1,000 attack. Or you could send an equipped spell you control to the... you send 1 equipped card to an equipped machine to the graveyard, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Doesn't say targeting, by the way. Does not say targeting. Just says destroy it. So there's a plus. There's 2 pluses there. You either get an extra and equip on a CyberDark, or CyberDark and Dragon, or just get rid of 1 and just pop a card for free. Now, of course, it's only 1 of the effects once per turn, but I digress. It's still a pretty good trap card, actually. And now to the extra deck. We have CyberDark and Dragon, because he's just the absolute beast of a dragon. Even though he's a machine. Unkillable. Gets to attack multiple times. And if brought out with Power Bond, he is just a good game, man. Good game. True power of Cyber Dragon OTK, by the way. Even though this isn't a Cyber Dragon deck. That's another deck profile for the future, by the way. In case you want to play pure Cyber Dragons, I'll get to that in a minute, actually. So up next, we play 1 copy of Cyber End Dragon to get into Cyber Dark End Dragon. 1 Cyber Eternity. Now you can... he's only a filler card for the moment, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually replacing Virtual World QB Shinshin, which I will explain in a minute. But he's just a filler card for the moment. But if you do want to run him, he is pretty good protection for fusions. So that's actually a really good idea, if you want to. Up next, we have Cyber Darkness Dragon, because, believe it or not, he is very viable in this deck. You see him a lot if you get the right combo, which you get all the time, actually. So yeah, don't be ashamed to run this guy. He's really good. 1 Chimera Tech Fortress or Mega Fleet Dragon, because Link monsters still exist, and yeah, it's just really good to have. 1 CyberDark Dragon, of course, for CyberDark End. But also, if you just want to end the game classily, you know, put on your fancy suit and say, you know, I'm going to win this game with a fancy old card. CyberDark Dragon. 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. I'm sorry about that. I didn't even say it. And next. Basically, if you're going against a machine deck or by any chance a mirror deck, GG. 1 Chimera Tech Rampage, because popping 2 cards in the back row is still pretty good. And finally, for the fusions, we have 3 Elder Entity Neast, because of Claw's effect, and just having that ability just to have something get out of there. It's pretty nice. And finally, for our last few extra deck monsters, we have Cyber Dragon Infinity. You all know what he does. Now, Chronomaly Vermina. Now, this one might be news to you guys. Basically, you don't need to worry about his first effect. But his second effect, which is a quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card and negate the activation of a monster's activated effect. So yeah, Monster Negate. It's great. It's not the best, but it's pretty techy. Especially if you need something different. So yeah, I give it a thumbs up. And of course Nova, and finally CyberDark Seer. Now let's go on to the side deck. We have 3 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being. Stardust Synchron. Now what he's replacing in this deck, by the way, he's probably replacing an extra maybe an extra copy of Emergency, or if you don't want to run more than 1 Power Bond, you could just get rid of 1. It's up to you. And why you run him is because you can get into level 9s in this deck so easily, and you can make Virtual World Shinshin, because Shinshin be broken. It's really broken. Ignore that. That was supposed to be something else. And then we have Chimera Tech Overdragon, because, you know, it comes up. It does. It really does. 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 No Dark Ruler No More, 1 Call By, 1 Eternal Cyber, and 1 Cyberload Fusion. Now, this whole side deck, ladies and gentlemen, is just really what I wanted to point out was the Stardust Synchron into Shinshin. That's going to be an important part when when Brandon finally gets his part of the CyberDark build that he wants to get done. But right now, this is more of a fusion focus build, just getting out CyberDark and just building a big beefy board. Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed. The side deck, by the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is all up to you what you want to make, but this is just what we came up with. Or this is a small idea of what you could do. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for sticking to the end. If you did stick to the end, I appreciate you all so much. Let's get this subscriber count up. I want to see 50 subscribers before the end of the year. Can we do it? Can we do it, please? Why am I begging? I don't need to beg. I know you guys will do it. Catch you all in the next video. Peace.